You guys, welcome back to the channel. And if you've been following up in media, Instagram, actual news sources, whatever, you can see how dangerous the sideshows are getting in the Bay Area. From stopping traffic on the bridges to running into people. But let's say you're trying to make your way around the car show while you're in it. You're on foot, you take a leap that you're unfamiliar with, next thing you know, you're dead. That's what happened on Crockett on the Costa Bridge. Let's roll the clip and see what happened.
Tragedy at an East Bay sideshow. We've now learned that the 16-year-old boy who died over the weekend is from Southern California.
Investigators say he fell off an overpass near 80 in Crockett. As NBC Bay Area's Jody Hernandez report, it's left the shaken community looking for ways to stop these dangerous events.
Prayers out to his family in this horrible time, and my prayer is that this is a stop, that they put a stop to this, because no one needs to ruin their life for something of this nature.
That's how many in Crockett are feeling after learning a Saturday morning sideshow led to the death of a 16-year-old boy from Southern California.
3 o'clock in the morning. What is a 16-year-old doing out 3 o'clock in the morning? When I was 16 years old, I was at home watching movies and playing video games back in 2004. But as we all know, times have changed, and as time goes on, more and more parents are more unresponsible, so you know how that goes. And I don't know if he was up here visiting family or what, but that sucks. I'm hoping his parents do an interview. They're probably too embarrassed, but yeah.
Drone footage shows about 100 people watching as cars did donuts in the intersection just off the freeway in Crockett, and traffic backed up nearly onto the Costa Bridge.
Never seen that many cars out 3 o'clock in the morning, or have I? Or at least in that area, because I grew up close to in that area, and usually it's not really busy at those times after 2 o'clock, right, in the morning. So the difference between a car meetup and a car show, or should I say a sideshow? Sideshows are illegally, and they're usually takeovers in the middle of intersections in public areas, versus a car meet. Your cars are parked in front of a business and everybody's chilling. Kind of like parking lot pimping, right? So when somebody tells you they're going to a car meetup, it's not a sideshow. However, depending on where you go, sometimes the car meetups, when everybody leaves, sometimes all it takes is 1 or 2 people to do something stupid and try to turn it into a sideshow. And that's when you leave. But usually you have to know who's hosting the car meetups to avoid the bullshit. But anyway.
DHP says 16-year-old Jose Cuevas died when he climbed over a concrete safety barrier, perhaps trying to jump between the on-ramp and the off-ramp.
Yeah, not realizing that, you know, there's a gap. And it's at night, so you're not going to see this at dark. These roads and bridges, they're usually not lit up at night enough for you to see all the gaps and everything, let alone this bridge has no lights underneath it. So that's another thing.
Instead, he fell through the gap 75 feet to his death.
I think it's tragic. It's absolutely tragic, and it's something that we're looking to prevent. We don't want to see this happen again, especially when it's tied to criminal activity.
Sadly, it's going to happen again. I'm going to tell you why. There's nothing to do for these kids. They're under 20. They have no money. Their families are probably struggling. There's just no future for these teenagers right now other than social media. Right now, almost every teenager is looking for a way to break social media. Like, that's pretty much their only hope, because the job situation is not working out. Because look at all the layoffs and AI and everything. So people are just looking for ways to make internet money. Internet money is the way right now, if you're not going to be an AI engineer to fix things that run off of AI. So that's a lot of things. There's nothing to do for these kids. There's almost no point in working at that age because the jobs aren't paying anything. They barely have enough money for gas. So
preventable.
Crockett community volunteer Michael Panisi says it's precisely why he spent the last 2 years raising money to install license plate readers at the entrances and exits to town. He says 3 cameras will soon be installed in hopes of catching those participating in sideshows.
My hope is to prevent any loss of life like this.
I think this is just, a tragic example of the dangers of sideshows.
The CHP says they're doing their best to get a handle on Bay Area sideshows, and the agency says they've successfully stopped many planned sideshow events.
The goal is to shut it down before it even starts, because once you get 200-300 people out there and a bunch of cars, there's not enough law enforcement to stop it. There's not unless you have 20 police cars and people from CHP and all the local law enforcement come in as a whole, or the National Guard and everybody just points guns at everybody and everybody goes home. What is the likelihood of that happening? Small.
But they admit responding to them once they've started is challenging.
Very often we see hundreds of people, and you may have 4, 5, 6. I mean, even if you have 10 officers showing up, it's far outnumbered.
Folks in Crockett say enough is enough.
For those doing the sideshows, you really need to think about what you're doing so that nobody gets hurt.
It's got to stop. There's got to be a way of stopping this, because if not...
There's no way to stop it, lady. I'm sorry. And don't say the racetrack, because the racetrack's not always open. The racetrack is only open a few times out of the month. Number two, these people don't have any money to go to the racetrack to begin with. A lot of times the racetrack is out of reach for most people. So they'll do these illegal activities wherever they can. In intersections, bridges. It's been real popular on the bridges lately. So it's like usually when they do it in the intersections, usually it's somebody that gets hit on the curb. But now this person pretty much jumped to his death. It's crazy. Anyway, hope you guys learned something from this. This is Kyle Vale. And salute to the family. That just sucks. See you in the next one. Goodbye.